Thank you for tuning in to this episode of Culture and Cigars. We're up here at Up and Smoke Cigar Lounge on 109 Hatcher Lane here in Clarksville, Tennessee. Today I got a special guest with me. Go and introduce yourself.
Hello, my name is Nakita. I am a creative director, stylist, personal closet organization consultations. I do go to school for fashion marketing and management at the Art Institute of Nashville in Nashville. And definitely fashion is my passion.
Okay. So tell us a little about yourself. Like, where you from, and a little bit of background about yourself.
Okay, I'm from Clarksville, Tennessee. I graduated from Rossview High School, and while I was in high school, I did a lot of extracurricular activities, such as dance team, step team, Future Business Leaders of America. So I'm very big on doing extra things in my life. How I got into fashion, I've been loving fashion ever since I was a kid. I could probably say about since I was 5 or 6 years old, I would draw up little sketches of stick people and make little outfits for them and stuff out of paper. And I loved playing with my Barbie dolls and stuff like that. So styling and design became a big thing for me, starting as a child and then on to watching shows like What Not to Wear and Say Yes to the Dress and such like that. And also America's Next Top Model was big for me.
So you said design, so like you design your own line, or?
I am in the process of designing a line right now. I don't have a name for it yet, but I am in the process of designing a line of skirts, of hoop skirts. So definitely because they look good on any woman, tall, small, big, tall, whatever. They look good on any type of woman in any type of body style. So I would love to do that and start that as one of my main garments for my line.
So your line is gonna be geared towards everybody, or you gotta?
Yeah.
Okay.
Definitely towards everybody. In today's world, you would imagine that it would just be, the stick skinny models, but now it's definitely becoming more apparent that there's curvier models and they're being accepted more. So I definitely want to do all across the board of different body styles for women.
Okay.
My garments.
Okay. So you said that you said closet consultant.
Personal closet organizations.
Okay, tell me about that.
So say that a woman doesn't have the time to organize their closet. They have clothes galore, shoes galore, and they don't know what to do necessarily or how to organize it to where they can just go in their closet and be like, hey, I want to wear this pair of shoes. They know exactly where it's at. I'm that person to organize that for them. So I do personal closet organizations, consultations a lot. They come in and I sit down with them, find out what they want to focus on in their closet. If they have a unisex closet, which is their male partner or female male partner, whatever, I definitely organize that for them and make sure that everything's separate or whatever they want together is together, and they love it. Take pictures of it and everything.
Oh, okay. What made you get into that? What made you think of that idea?
Well, a lot of style has to do with organization. You can't just throw something on and say, okay, that this is my style. It's a lot easier on the mind to definitely go into your closet and say, okay, I want to wear this shoe, but I'm thinking about wearing this dress, but you know exactly where it's at. Having a whole bunch of clutter is just, it clutters your mind. It clutters your creative abilities to create a great outfit. So I think personal closet organizations helps my customers be able to walk out into the world confidently, knowing that they picked out, knowing that it wasn't a stress to pick out their outfit for the day.
Okay, okay. So, and you also said that you're a stylist too.
Yes.
So, is this different than with the closet? I forgot the name of it, but it's different than stylist because with the closet, you just organize their closet, but as a stylist, you pick their clothes.
Yeah, as a stylist, I can do personal shopping. So say, you know, you don't want to go to the mall, you don't want to go to the stores, boutiques, and whatnot. I would be that person that goes to the stores, picks out the clothing for you, brings it back to you in the comfort of your home or wherever you would like to do a fitting, wherever you would feel comfortable doing a fitting, and have you try on these clothes, these garments, and you know, pick the right type of clothing for you. And hopefully, if you're wanting to do a transformation, that we do a great transformation and make sure that you're comfortable with where you're going with your personal style.
Okay. So, how important is someone's style? Say, like, is image important?
Definitely, 100%. Image is very, very important. I'm pretty sure that you wouldn't want to see the president dressed in sweatpants
Yeah.
and a t-shirt. So, image is definitely important. That's where I would come in for the person that doesn't have the time to go to the stores, that doesn't have the time to, you know, use their creative ability on their style necessarily for an event. They already have so much to do. They have speeches to practice, to learn, and to write. And I'm that person that comes in and says, okay, this is what you should wear, and it looks great on you, and you feel confident in it, and you go out and you do your thing confidently.
Yeah. Because I'm trying to change my image because I like trying to mature.
Hmm.
I'm used to Air Maxes, Jordans, jeans, and some kind of T-shirt, but I'm trying to switch it up. But my thing is, like, I just don't like shopping.
Yeah, definitely. And you know what? You're not the only one. That's the thing. A lot of people don't want a stylist or intimidated by a stylist because they think that the stylist is coming in to change their whole wardrobe, and it's not going to be something that they like or what they want to wear. But that's the stylist's job, is to that's my job, is to find out what your personality is, what works for you, what you don't feel comfortable in, what colors do you like, what how do you feel in this type of suit versus this type of suit? Do you feel presidential in this suit, or do you feel like a state senator in this suit? You know, a business owner or something. You know, it all starts with questioning what type of style you're going for, especially in a transformation type of a consultation like that. You want to make sure that you don't just look at what kind of clothes you wear, but like where do you plan on going with this? Do you plan on becoming a millionaire out of this? Okay, I can style you for that because I know what my millionaires want. I know what they want. I know what they want to wear. I know, how they act in their certain clothing. Things like that. That's why I say image is a huge it plays a huge role in styling, of course.
Okay, so do you I'm switching off that. Do you think that fashion play a part in the class divide in society? Meaning, like, because some fashion is so expensive and you gotta have a certain amount of money to wear it, that when you wear it, you just, it's kind of like you bragging about how much you got, making people more materialistic.
It it does. I would say that fashion fashion plays a role in a lot of things, but social class, I would say it depends on who you're talking to. Because I can go up to a millionaire with a Louis Vuitton purse and I could talk to that person all day and they could possibly figure out that I didn't buy that purse.
Yeah.
Somebody bought that for me. So I would say that it depends on the person, but also what you're wearing. It if you're wearing designer labels every single day, of course I'm gonna look at you and say, oh, that person has money, just like anybody else would.
Mm.
I feel like if a guy is walking around in an Armani suit and it looks tailored and nice and custom and everything, I'm gonna be like, oh, he probably has a little bit of money, to afford a Armani suit. It's not cheap, And if you're wearing one every single day, of course, how did you afford that? How were you able to afford that? Either you're putting yourself in a lot of debt or you have the money,
Yeah.
to afford it.
But do you think that that hurts society? Because some people, like we were talking about, keeping up with the Joneses. They feel like they gotta have all this name brand stuff to portray this image of being successful. When really you could pick a nice outfit at Walmart and like it could look nice on you. I mean, that's just what I'm trying to get at. Like, do you think like fashion is kind of hurting our people?
Um, Fashion, I don't believe that it's hurting our people necessarily. I think more so the influence comes from social media. But fashion is not hurting. It's actually it's an expression of art.
Hmm.
So my thing is, if you do go get an outfit from Walmart, it's all in the way that you style it. It's
Hmm.
all in the way that you wear it.
Yeah.
I actually have a picture on my a series of pictures on my Instagram, Style Innovation. That's STYLENO VATION. Um, Definitely on my page on Style Innovation, I have a series of pictures where I took pictures in a in an outfit that I bought strictly from Walmart.
Hmm.
I had on a vintage jacket, but it was just a simple pair of um, white $5 sneakers, a pair of jean pants, and a black crop top, and I put on a vintage jean jacket that I actually got from Goodwill.
Hmm.
And when I went to class that day, everybody asked like, "Where did you get that? Like, where did you get that?" Oh, and I had a jean backpack, a jean material backpack, and everybody's like, "Where'd you get that? Where'd you get that?" And I'm like, "I just got it from Walmart." And they were stunned, but at the same time, now it makes them want to go to Walmart and get that,
Hmm.
get that outfit or get that piece that I was wearing. So I don't think fashion necessarily has to do with it. I think social media, the influences from social media, as well as pop culture.
Uh-huh.
We have many pop artists and rap artists that speak about what they're wearing, and if you don't have a Philippe Patek watch on, you're not stunting. You're not the flyest guy in the room or flyest girl in the room. So I think it more so comes from the influences of, like I said, social media and pop culture, not the fashion itself, because that's just an expression of art in a sense.
Okay, explain this expression of art thing.
Expression of art, what, fashion?
Mm-hmm. Let me. I don't mean to interrupt you, but cause sometimes you see the stuff that they be wearing on the runway, and be like, I don't see nobody really. I wouldn't see nobody wearing that in day to day life.
Hmm.
So it's like, cause some of it seems like, how is this so appealing to the eye, but it just look like they just threw something on them or something like that.
Well, fashion is definitely an expression of art. Um, if you look at award shows like the Met Gala,
Uh huh.
I watch that every single year, ever since I was a kid. So you look at that and you look at what they're wearing. It is outlandish. It is crazy. Coming from someone that has never worn clothes like that, it's crazy. It's out there. I am thinking like, what are they wearing? When I was young, I didn't understand it. I was like, okay, what is going on? But now I'm like, that's art. They put so much hard work and time into creating an outfit that is tailored towards this theme. And they put it on somebody like a celebrity. I mean, celebrities, if I put something on a celebrity, my exposure goes from 10% to now 1,000%, because they have that type of following. So I feel like fashion is a way for you to express what is on your mind, how you're feeling for the day. Like, I can't even pick out an outfit the day before, because I pick out an outfit when I wake up, as soon as I wake up, because I want to know, I want to feel what I'm wearing, not necessarily just put on something just to put it on. Now, for a special event or something like that, okay, I can pick out something for that. But like for the day, I always pick out my clothing that day, because that's an expression of how I feel. So that's my expression of art.
Is that just is that just a woman thing? Cause I don't. I just throw something on.
No, I wouldn't say that it's just a woman thing, because I mean, men do it too. I know a lot of men that just throw something on, but and I know men that they want to look good, so they put out their outfit and they make it work, and they make it look good. So it just, I mean, it depends on the individual. Style is individuality. It is style equals individuality. It doesn't mean that I'm following a trend, I'm following a fad. It is your trend. You're setting the bar for yourself, not for everybody else.
Okay. So do you see yourself having your own fashion show one day?
Yes, of course. And I actually do plan on. I have that in the works right now for Clarksville.
Okay. Okay. Well,
Definitely, I want to express our urban side. Not in a bad sense, because when a lot of people hear urban, they'll think urban. That's where a whole bunch of thugs are gonna be, but it's
yeah.
not that at all. I appreciate urban art. In all aspects of being, just having raw talent. Some people have raw talent in painting and never been taught what type of strokes to use on the painting. They just paint.
Yeah.
And it's beautiful. And we have a lot of artists in Clarksville that have that type of ability. They have that type of ability to design, to write poetry, to rap, to sing, and I just want to be that person to showcase it. I know people that have boutiques that they need to gain more exposure. They need to have a fashion show for people to really see how the clothing moves, instead of just seeing what they see on the mannequin. Because that's why there are fashion shows. They want you to see the movement of things. They want you to see, how it looks when somebody's walking in it, and I want to bring that to Clarksville. There's people that I believe that should be models out of Clarksville. So I want to make sure that they gain some exposure. If none, then just a little bit of exposure. For having a beautiful face or a beautiful body, things like that. I really appreciate art in all forms, and I feel like in Clarksville, our urban communities need exposure in those aspects, in those areas.
Okay. Yeah, my frat brother, Michael Kirkwood, he's a designer, Kirkwood Creations, and he like like I took him some shirts. I wanted him to turn it into something, and he do designs on different clothes. He makes shields and all that kind of stuff with wood and stuff. So like, yeah, he'd probably be someone good to have for the thing. So what exactly is the goal? Is the goal of this program you trying to have? Is it just to get exposure for the different artists?
Yes, it's to get exposure for the different artists, to bring revenue to people that are, artists. Artists don't get the recognition that they need and deserve. I feel like people look at a painting that just has two or three lines on it, and they're like, okay, why is this painting $5,000? But you're not paying for the three lines. You're paying for the creative ability that came from somebody else's mind. Not not the paint that only costs $15 or so. You're paying for somebody's creative ability to put that on a canvas. And I feel like a lot of people don't get that exposure, especially not here in Clarksville so much. So I wanted to bring that out and make sure that everybody gets something out of it. Either exposure with their social media, because going to events and taking pictures at these events, it brings exposure to their social media. It brings credibility and consistency, like you're really working hard towards something. So I really wanted to put that on for my city, and this is my way of giving back to my community in a different and artistic way.
So when do you got a target month for when you're trying to do this?
I want to do it by September or October. So I'm aiming for those two months. I'm still looking for a venue, because in my head I think that this is going to be a huge event. So I'm still looking for a venue. I'm still writing up grants to fund this type of event. So.
Okay, so what if someone wanted to reach out to you and want to be a part of this? How can they get in touch with you?
They can get in touch with me through email, which is Nakita in style at gmail.com, which is Nakita Nikita INSTYLE at gmail.com.
Okay. So explain. You said style innovation. What's that? What's that about?
Well, my style innovation is basically a brand for myself. That is my brand of all things style, fashion. It's a blog. It will soon become a blog of urban fashion, couture fashion, ready to wear, things like that. I want to make sure that people understand that you don't have to go out and spend hundreds and thousands of dollars to look like a superstar. You can go to your local boutiques and find a whole outfit for, $50 or so, and you're good. But I also wanted to display art, because like I said, fashion to me is an artistic expression, and art has a lot to do with that as well. So does music. I'm all about all things art. So I'm very inspired by the world around me. So I wanted to bring that and put that all into style innovation.
Okay. Okay. To kind of switch lanes, do you think that fashion is demasculating our men?
No,
You don't think so?
I do not.
What? What about UGG boots? You think men should wear UGG boots?
Yes, I think that social media is what's ruining our men as far as masculinity. People need to appreciate art and style. Everybody has a different style. It doesn't, just because a man wears UGG boots doesn't mean that they are gay. And if they are gay, let them be that. That's nobody's business but theirs. You know, it I hate that people look at somebody that wears Uggs or tight skinny jeans. I mean, yeah, they may be too tight, but you know, that's their prerogative. That's their business. That if that's what they want to wear, that's what they want to wear. And if they're a straight man and they want to wear that, by all means wear that. Now, I'm not saying walk around with your butt out and and all that, but you know, there does come a roadblock there. But I don't think fashion is ruining a male's masculinity. It's definitely social media. I feel like social media, people don't like to blame social media because they're just like, oh, it's, you know, it's my social media, it's my page, I can say what I want, I can do what I want. But you have to realize what type of influences you have on. If you have 5,000 friends, at least 400 people out of those friends are going to look at what you just said or what you just posted. So that it just becomes a chain reaction. People will share your stuff, people will screenshot it, send it to the next person. It becomes a fast action of getting out there that, oh, this isn't right. So now people can't even have their own opinions. You know, they're focused on what everybody else is saying. I know a man that says, you know, I want to wear those UGG boots, I want to get those UGG boots, but you know, people gonna talk about me. They gonna, you know, I'm gonna be talked about like crazy. And it's like, why? You know what? You know, he's scared of somebody taking a picture of his shoes with his face in it, and somebody posting it on some type of social media and labeling him as gay, and he's a straight man. You know, I think it's rude. I think it's unkind. I think that people need to get a grip on their own opinions, because some people will think that is wrong, or some people that will influence that is wrong, and you'll be sitting there like, but I like it, I think it's okay. And then so many people will keep on saying that, and then next thing you know, your mind is overtaken by somebody else's opinion. Now their opinion becomes your opinion. And that's not right. Everybody's entitled to their own opinion, but everybody wants to focus on what's on social media and what can I and cannot not wear, or what's important to what's important, or what's the trend to wear and what's not. Just have your own opinion. Be confident in your own opinion, in your own style, and you'll be fine. But to be focused on what everybody else is saying, it's wrong. I don't think that fashion has anything to do with it. Social media has a lot of influences, and I think social media is the culprit of supposedly destroying masculinity.
But what about, say, like some of the sheer stuff? I think that's the term, where it's like like it kind of looks like a dress in a way, and then like they paint their nails, and it's just all in the name of fashion. It's like I'm not gay. I'm just expressing myself in fashion.
Exactly. You have to know the history of fashion. There, back in Egyptian times, men did not wear pants.
Mm-hmm.
So now that we fast forward to the 2000s, we're like, why are men wearing dresses? Why are they wearing skirts? Now, not necessarily, it's all in the way you wear it.
Mm-hmm.
But if a man does decide to wear a kilt or a toga, why is it your business? Because they're wearing it out in public, because you're scared that your son, your 3 or 4 year old son, is going to be like, mommy, daddy, I want to wear that. Stop being scared. That's my thing. Stop being scared of what you're wearing and just wear what you want to wear. Now, I'm not saying being out here and being vulgar and, like I said, having your butt out and all of that, but there comes a roadblock with that. But let people wear what they want to wear. Like, stop being concerned about what they're wearing.
Mm-hmm.
It's not your business.
Yeah. So, how would you describe your style? Would you say it's conservative or is it edgy?
My style is conservative, edgy. Depend on where I'm going, urban. It is all things fashion. It's all things of what I want to wear, what I feel comfortable in, what I feel confident in. I wouldn't even give my style a title, because I come out with innovative things all the time. I might make myself a choker out of a I might make myself a bracelet out of a necklace, or just change it up. I change it up a lot, so I wouldn't necessarily put a title on my style, but I would say that it is more conservative, because I'm not out here just flashing my body parts or anything, but conservative and edgy. That would be me.
Okay, so what's your opinion about those that wear provocative clothes?
Oh, provocative. Some people have the personality for it.
Mm-hmm.
I'll say that. Me, on the other hand, I don't. I don't have the personality to come out here and wear booty shorts and a crop top. I don't have the body or the the personality for it. I wouldn't do that, because that's not me. That's not how I'm branding myself.
Mm-hmm.
But let's just talk about strippers. Okay. I know some strippers, just based off of their Instagram and their social media, that when they go to work, they are dressed how they are supposed to be dressed as a stripper. But when they leave, they dress nice. They dress tailored. They are a conservative woman.
Mm-hmm.
It depends on you knowing who you are. Because wearing provocative clothing, especially being in the South, where everyone is gonna whisper in front of you and talk so much about you behind your back, especially about what you're wearing, it's more so about knowing who you are as a person, and being confident in what you have on, what you wear. I know somebody that shows their boobs every day, and they have to show their boobs, and people will say something about it until the day she dies, and she has no care in the world for it.
Mm-hmm.
She's just like, okay, this is me, this is who I am. I respect that more than somebody that wears it and then they stop wearing it because of what other people think.
Mm-hmm.
So my take on provocative clothing, wear what you want to wear. Now, I'm not saying go out here and in a thong and bra every day. You know, be conservative in a sense that you do have to be around other people and be respectful of their, you know, of being around children, you know, people like little kids and stuff like that. But as far as provocative clothing and wearing what you want to wear what you want to wear. As long as you feel confident, hey, I don't have no problem with it.
Okay, I try to keep it clean on the podcast, but you know, people will be like, they'll what the woman's wearing, they'll label her that like she's dressed like a garden tool, so she's a garden tool. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying?
Yeah. My take on that is none of your business. um, People like to be concerned with other people's business, especially with social media, because people post their business every day, and I refer back to social media a lot because it has a strong influence on the way people think about other people nowadays. You know, somebody can post a picture and it be beautiful, and it'll take one or two people to go on there and say, "Oh, she's ugly," and like, "What are you wearing?" type of thing. And now that could change somebody else's opinion and become a chain reaction into changing everybody's opinion about this beautiful picture. So, as far as labeling goes, I just think people need to mind their business. You cannot label a woman you can't label a woman a garden tool just because she wears short shorts because it's 90 degrees outside and a tank top. Gosh, it's hot. I don't want to put on a long skirt and a long sleeve shirt to be out in 90 degrees. You know, I don't, you know, I'm not gonna say I would wear that, but you shouldn't have to do that. Like, if that's her style, that's her style. Let her have her style. There's men that wear tight skinny jeans. Referring back to that, they wear tight skinny jeans, and people look at that and they're like, "Oh, they're gay." That don't make that man a gay man just because he wears tight pants. Tight pants, out of all things, tight pants. You think a man is gay because he wears tight pants because gay men wear tight pants? Stop associating things with other things. Like, stop associating those two. They're not one and the same at all. At all.
So what do you feel about body shaming? You know, because like they'll be like, bigger women shouldn't. It's certain clothes that they shouldn't wear, and then if they do wear it, they want to talk down on them. So how do you feel about that?
People are bullies.
Yeah.
People are bullies because they're not that big. They're not that big, or vice versa. They're not that skinny. Now, I just feel like if you really wanted to help somebody, help them. Don't pick on them and make fun of them because they're bigger. Ask that woman if she wants to lose weight. Would you like to lose weight? Would you know, I can help you research some plans. If you're not a personal trainer, you know, I can help you research some plans. We can get you healthy. But don't sit there and, she's so ugly. Why does she have this on? Why is she wearing that? Why is she? Stop questioning other people. Like I said, mind your business. You know, mind your business. It should be about mind your business. Don't sit here and talk about somebody just because they're bigger and they want to wear the things that smaller people wear. Maybe that person is insecure. Maybe that person is just like, I want to be regular and normal, but they don't know how to be. You don't know what's going on in that person's background. So like I said, either help out or mind your business.
Okay, what about the bigger women who'd be like, they embrace their body, they like the way they is, and they just want to show the world and stuff.
And they should. If they want to embrace their body, by all means, embrace your body, honey. Because I mean, they have shows on TV all the time where it's like there's I can't think of the name of the show, but I watched it a couple times, and it's this bigger girl that she does like dance routines and stuff like that, for exercise, and she loves her body. She's working out. She it's clear as day that she works out. But she's just a bigger woman. She likes to eat. I like to eat. I'm pretty sure a lot of people like to eat. So it's like, you if you love your body, love your body. I appreciate that. That's something that I had to come to terms with, is just loving who I am and loving my body for what it is. Of course, I do want to be more healthy, just to be more healthy and for my life. But as far as embracing the now, embrace what you have right now. Don't look at it like, oh, I'm a horrible fat person. No, you're not. You're just, if you want to become smaller, you can become smaller. There's always room and opportunity to do that. But if you love who you are right now, love who you are right now. I absolutely love, appreciate, and enjoy, and I'm inspired by a woman that is either smaller or bigger, that loves their body. I'm inspired by that, because it takes a long time, especially for a woman, to get to that point of loving exactly who they are.
Okay. So before we wrap it up, if they want to if they want to contact you for any reason or follow you, how can they get in touch with you?
Okay, you can follow me on my Instagram page, which is Style Innovation. That's STYLE. N is in Nevada. OVATION. And you can also email me at nakitainstyle@gmail.com. That's NIKITAINSTYLE@gmail.com.
Okay. Normally I try to end this with like some words of encouragement. So do you have any words of encouragement for somebody out there?
My word of encouragement is be yourself, be you, and don't let anybody break you from who you are as a person.
Okay. Thank you for coming on this podcast. Once again, thank y'all for tuning in to Culture and Cigars. I'm your host, Demetrius Holland. Once again, we're up here at Up and Smoke Cigar Lounge at 109 Hatcher. Tuning in, and we're doing it for the culture.